America. It's a nation built on big dreams, bold ideas, and the unshakable belief that everyday people have a say in their own destiny. That's the promise of democracy, folks. But here's the catch. It's not a spectator sport. This whole of the people, by the people, for the people thing, it only works when we actually show up. And in 2024, America's got a date with destiny. Elections are the heartbeat of a functioning democracy. They're the chance for ordinary citizens to become the decision makers, to choose the leaders who will represent their hopes, their dreams, and yes, even their frustrations. Think of it like this. Every few years, America gets to hit the reset button, to course correct, to decide what kind of future we want to build together. But here's the thing. Elections aren't just about picking a president. Oh no, my friends, it goes way deeper than that. We're talking about choosing the people who will write our laws, who will control our tax dollars, who will decide everything from healthcare to education to how much we're allowed to hate our commutes. So yeah, elections matter. Big time. They're a chance to make our voices heard, to hold our leaders accountable, and to shape the future of the nation. And let's be honest, with the way things are going these days, we need all the help we can get. Buckle up, buttercups, because the 2024 American election is going to be a wild ride. This isn't just any election. It's shaping up to be one of the most pivotal moments in recent history. The stakes are sky high, and the drama is already off the charts. We're talking about a political showdown the likes of which we haven't seen in, well, at least 4 years. The candidates are gearing up, the voters are getting restless, and the entire nation is holding its breath. And trust me, that's saying something. Every election cycle seems to outdo the last in terms of intensity and spectacle, and this one promises to be no different. So, how does this whole shebang work? Let's break it down. The election process in the United States is a complex, multi-stage affair that involves months of campaigning, debating, and of course, voting. We'll picture it like a giant, chaotic reality show with higher stakes and worse catering. The candidates are the stars, the voters are the audience, and the media is the ever-present camera crew capturing every twist and turn. First up, we've got the primaries. This is where the action really starts to heat up. Each political party, from the big dogs like the Democrats and Republicans to the more niche groups, duke it out to see who gets to be their standard bearer. Think of it like a political battle royale where only the strongest, or at least the loudest, survive. The primaries are a test of endurance, strategy, and sheer willpower. Candidates will crisscross the country, shaking hands, kissing babies, and making promises they may or may not keep. It's a grueling process, but it's essential for narrowing down the field. Then comes the main event, the general election. This is where the champions from each party go head-to-head in a no-holds-barred brawl for the keys to the White House. The general election is the culmination of all the campaigning, debating, and strategizing. This is where the rubber meets the road. The candidates will face off in debates, hold massive rallies, and flood the airwaves with ads. Every move they make is scrutinized, every word they say is analyzed. And let me tell you, things can get pretty brutal. There will be mudslinging, there will be scandals, and there will be more attack ads than you can shake a stick at. And trust me, I've tried. The general election is a high-stakes game, and the candidates will do whatever it takes to win. The airwaves will be saturated with campaign messages, each one trying to sway your vote. It's a battle for hearts and minds, and the candidates will pull out all the stops. But it's not just about the presidency, folks. Oh no, we've also got congressional elections happening at the same time. These races are just as important, if not more so, because they determine the balance of power in Congress. That means we're talking about choosing all 435 members of the House of Representatives and a third of the Senate. These elections will shape the legislative landscape for years to come. Control of Congress is crucial because it determines whether the president's agenda gets turned into law or tossed in the political trash can. The stakes are incredibly high, and every vote counts. The Senate races, in particular, are often hotly contested. A single seat can tip the balance of power, making these elections fiercely competitive. So yeah, the 2024 election is a big deal. It's a chance to choose the direction of our country, for better or for worse. The outcome will have far-reaching implications for policy, governance, and the future of the nation. It's not just about who sits in the Oval Office. It's about the kind of country we want to be. The choices we make at the ballot box will echo through history. So whether you're a political junkie or just trying to survive until the next season of Love is Blind, you better believe this is one show you don't want to miss. The 2024 election is more than just a vote. It's a defining moment for America. So grab your popcorn, stay informed, and get ready to make your voice heard. This is democracy in action, and it's going to be one heck of a ride. Hold on to your hats, folks, because the 2024 election is already hurtling towards us faster than a runaway train full of empty promises. The stakes are higher than ever, and the political landscape is more unpredictable than a game of three-card Monte. To navigate this political minefield, you've got to know the lay of the land. Understanding the key milestones is crucial for anyone trying to make sense of the chaos that is American politics. So, without further ado, let's break down the key dates that will define this epic battle for America's soul. The dates that will either make or break the candidates vying for the highest office in the land. First up, we've got the Iowa caucuses kicking things off in the frosty heartland on January 15th. This is where the first real test of a candidate's ground game takes place. Yes, you heard that right, January, because nothing says democracy in action like braving sub-zero temperatures to stand in a high school gym and argue about agricultural subsidies. It's a unique blend of grassroots politics and sheer determination. Next, it's the New Hampshire primary, gracing us with its presence on January 23rd. This small but mighty state has a knack for setting the tone for the rest of the primary season. This one's always a nail-biter, folks, because it's the first in the nation primary where voters actually use those newfangled voting machines. The results here can make or break a campaign, giving candidates either a much-needed boost or a harsh reality check. Who knows what kind of chaos that could unleash? The tension is palpable and the stakes couldn't be higher. But the real fun begins on Super Tuesday, March 5th, when a whopping 14 states hold their primaries. This is the political equivalent of a high-stakes poker game, where the chips are down and every move counts. This is where the delegate count really starts to heat up, and where we'll start to get a clearer picture of who's got a shot at the crown. It's a make-or-break moment for many campaigns, and the pressure is immense. Fast forward to July 15th, and we've got the Democratic National Convention, a 4-day extravaganza of speeches, balloon drops, and enough political maneuvering to make your head spin. It's a spectacle of democracy, where every word and gesture is carefully choreographed. This is where the Democrats will officially nominate their presidential and vice presidential candidates, setting the stage for the main event. The energy is electric, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Then it's the Republicans' turn to shine at the Republican National Convention, kicking off on July 22nd. This is their moment to rally the base and present their vision for the future. Expect plenty of flag-waving, tough talk, and maybe even a tear or two, probably shed over the national debt or something. It's a high-energy event that sets the tone for the final stretch of the campaign. By the end of the week, we'll know who the GOP has chosen to lead them into battle. The anticipation is palpable, and the stakes couldn't be higher. And finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. Election Day, November 5th. This is the culmination of months of campaigning, debates, and endless political ads. This is it, folks, the culmination of months of campaigning, billions of dollars spent, and enough political analysis to make your ears bleed. The nation holds its breath as the results start to come in. By the end of the night, barring any hanging chads or electoral college shenanigans, we'll know who will be leading America for the next 4 years. It's a moment of triumph for some and heartbreak for others, but it's the essence of democracy in action. Let's talk about money, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that it can be. Specifically, let's talk about the obscene amount of money that greases the wheels of American politics because, well, it's kind of a big deal. See, running for office in the good old US of A ain't cheap. We're talking TV ads, rallies, staff, travel expenses, and enough yard signs to wallpaper the entire state of Rhode Island. All that dough's gotta come from somewhere, right? Enter the wonderful world of campaign finance where billionaires are just ordinary citizens with excellent credit scores, and corporations are people too, my friend. Candidates spend months, nay years, schmoozing wealthy donors, kissing babies, metaphorically, hopefully, and generally trying to convince folks with deep pockets to throw some cash their way, and boy do they throw it. We're talking millions, billions, trillions, okay, maybe not trillions, but it feels like it sometimes, of dollars flooding the political system all in the name of swaying voters and getting those sweet, sweet votes. Now, some folks argue that money in politics is the price we pay for free speech, that it gives everyone a chance to have their voice heard. Others, however, claim it's more like a megaphone for the ultra-wealthy, amplifying their voices over the concerns of everyday Americans. So, Is money the root of all evil in politics? Well, that's a debate for another time, and probably another six-pack. But one thing's for sure. Understanding the role of campaign finance is crucial to understanding how American elections really work, for better or for worse. Historically, money has always played a role in politics, but the scale has dramatically increased in recent decades. With the advent of digital media, the cost of running a campaign has skyrocketed, making fundraising more critical than ever. Social media platforms have become new battlegrounds, where targeted ads and viral content can make or break a campaign. Campaigns now employ armies of consultants and data analysts to optimize every dollar spent, ensuring maximum impact. But it's not just about big money. Grassroots movements and small-dollar donations have also become powerful forces. Platforms like ActBlue and GoFundMe have democratized fundraising, allowing everyday people to contribute to the causes they believe in. This has led to a more engaged and active electorate, where even small contributions can collectively make a big difference. The debate over campaign finance reform continues, with many advocating for stricter regulations to level the playing field. Proposals range from public financing of campaigns to limits on individual and corporate contributions. As voters, it's essential to stay informed and understand how money influences the political landscape. By being aware, we can make more informed choices at the ballot box and hold our elected officials accountable. After all, democracy thrives when everyone has a fair shot at having their voice heard, not just those with the deepest pockets. So let's keep the conversation going and work towards a political system that truly represents all of us, because in the end, it's not just about the money, it's about the future of our democracy.